Sixth graders, our lesson today is on how to multiply numbers with decimal points in them. Multiplying decimals. Okay? And we covered multiplication in the last chapter, multiplying whole numbers. And so the first step, you should all know how to do. Multiply the numbers as usual. As you know, you already know how to do that. And when you're multiplying the numbers for the first time, do you need to come sit up here?
Yes, I do.
Come over here. When you're multiplying the numbers the first time, you ignore the decimal points. Okay? So, look at this example. 1.35 times 6.4. The first thing you'll do is multiply the numbers like you already know how to do, ignoring the decimal points. So 4 times 5, then 4 times 3, then 4 times 1. Then hold the place and do 6 times 5, then 6 times 3, then 6 times 1. Multiply each digit by every other digit. And add the two columns together. Make sure the places are lined up. And so you get 8640. Okay? Now, that's where you would have stopped if there weren't any decimal points in them. But since there are decimal points, we have to go on to the next step, which is step number 3. This is a new step. You count the number of places in the problem behind the decimal point. So go back to the problem. 1.35 times 6.4. The numbers behind are the numbers to the right of the decimal point. So in the first number, in this number, 1.35, the 3 and the 5 are behind the decimal place. So that's 2 places behind the decimal place. So everybody see that? Focus here. And in the second number, 6.4, there's one number, or one place behind the decimal places. So how many total, Matt? 1 plus...
6.
No, 2 places in the first number, 1 place in the second number, so a total of 3 places. There's 3 places behind the decimal place. So then go to the answer you wrote, and from the right, that's what this says, starting from the right, RT stands for right. So starting from the right of the number, move in 3 places, because there are 3 places in the problem that have decimal points. So you move in 3 places and put the decimal point. You have to rewrite the answer with the decimal point in the right place and circle it. So 8.640, we know that the decimal point goes here, so you write 8.64. Why didn't I write the 0 on the end? Why didn't I write the 0 on the end? Hillary? Yeah, because I don't need it. That place doesn't have any value if it's the 0 on the end and it's past the decimal point. So then I want to write it as short as possible. 8.64, 8 and 64 hundredths. Now, what does that number mean? 8 and 64 hundredths. Raiden? What is the 8?
Whole number?
Yeah, that's the whole number. So 8 wholes and
64 hundredths.
Hundredths. 64 little tiny squares. And in your book, it shows a model of hundredths. That model of hundredths is a block with tiny little squares. It's the number of squares out of 100. So it's less than a whole. It's 64 out of 100 that are shaped in. Okay, Matt,
So if I was gonna do this right, since it's 1.35.
1 point,
Yeah, the 2 that are left over equals the 2 place. Is that if I was gonna do it right, is that what it would be?
you would count the
Yes,
3 and the
one
5,
behind the decimal.
count the ones behind,
That's 2, and then 1 is behind, so that, and then that would equal 3. Move 3, and then you plus that, move 3 up from that, and then that's the answer, and then you don't need the 0 because it's useless.
right. Yep.
That was a big one.
Yeah, so let's look at some more examples. Look at the next example. 0.6, oh, let's see, no, I'm sorry. 0.084 times 0.096. Example 2. 0.084 times 0.096. Now watch everybody, focus here. Do I need all of these zeros?
No. Well, yes.
Some of them you do. Okay? First of all, if I follow the procedure, what is step 1? Multiply the numbers as usual. So first of all, I'm going to write everything in a way that I can multiply. Do I have to line up the decimal points? Is it important to line up the decimal points when you're multiplying? No. Go back and look at the first example. Did I line up this decimal point with this decimal point? No. No, it's not important. In fact, it might even be confusing if I lined up the decimal points. Okay? Because then I might put in zeros where I don't need to, and that's just going to confuse me. So, you don't need to line up the decimal points, just write the numbers as given. Okay? Then, multiply them out, ignoring the decimal points. Okay? So, 6 times 4. What's 6 times 4, class?
24.
Class?
24!
Thank you. Wake up here. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 8.
20. 48.
48 plus 2. 50. 6 times 0.
5.
6 times 0 is
Yes.
0 and then yes.
plus 5 is 5. And 6 times 0 is 0. Okay? Then we need to hold the next place because we're done with this number. 9 times 4.
36.
36. 9 times 8.
72.
72 plus 3. 75. 9 times 0 plus 7. And 9 times 0. Then, do I need to go 0 times 4, 0 times 8, 0 times... No. Nope, because these are all just going to be zeros, right? So do I have to write 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then add the zeros? And then another 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and add those zeros? Yeah, it's not going to change if I'm multiplying by 0, it's just 0. Okay? I don't need to multiply these zeros once I'm done with the digits. Yes?
So the bottom line is supposed to add another 0 instead of the bottom line.
Yep, that's what I did. And then the rest of them are zeros because I'm multiplying by
0.
0. Okay? The only time you would need to multiply by 0 is if there was a 0 in between the 0 digits. or the other non-zero digits. And I'll show you an example of that later. Let's finish this problem. I need to add these columns. 4, 6, 0, 10, 8, 0. Okay. Now, what's step 3? Somebody read step 3 for me. Somebody read step 3 in our procedure. Megan?
Count the number of places behind the decimal point.
Yep. Count the number of places behind the decimal point. And that refers to going back to the problem and counting the number of places behind the decimal point in each number. How many places in this number are behind the decimal point? Trevor? 3. 3 places, PL. How many in this number? Johnny? 3. That's a total of how many? 6 places. So now I start at the step 4. Starting at from the right, I think it says. Starting from the right. Count in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why are we counting 4? I thought it was 6.
Oh, I'm sorry, 5, 6. 5, 6. Uh-oh.
We add another 0.
Yeah, you just put a 0 here. And another 0 here.
It's still 0.
Okay?
7.
So, now I have to rewrite the answer, because I can't leave it like this. You have to rewrite the answer, putting the decimal point in the right place. 0.008064. Now, is anyone brave enough to read this number for us? First we got to figure out what place this is. So count with me. Tenths,
Hundreds,
thousands,
thousands,
10,000,
hundreds, thousands, millions.
So this is the 1 millionths place. Now, who wants to read the number? That'll make it easier. Okay, Bennett.
Okay. So
Read the non-zero digits.
So 8,000 600,000.
Nope, just read this number.
8,064. No.
Yeah, you just say, read the digits. 8,064, and say the place of the last digit. 8,064 millions. Okay? That is the answer, my friends. Now, I said earlier, what if there's a 0 in between 2 non-zero digits? Then do we have to multiply it? Yes. Yep. If it's between 2 non-zero digits, Raiden and Peter, you're distracting the class. You're distracting me. I'm talking to you, and you're talking to each other. That's not going to work. Okay? So, listen to me. Listen, and look up here. If we have a problem like 5.04 times 2 point. Okay? Now do we have to multiply by the 0? Or, oh, let's see. Let me change this so that it's like this. 2.01. Okay? So now do we have to multiply with this 0? Yeah, you have, that place is important here. Okay? It's not on the end of the number. This is an important place we have to work with. So let's do this one. 1 times 4. Come on.
4.
1 times 0.
5. Decimal. 0. 0. 0. 0.
Then put 2 zeros in to hold the place, and then
8. 0. 10.
make sure the places are lined up. Add these up. 4, 0, 13.
1.
Wow, that looks like a really big number. Now, what do you think? If you were using estimation, what do you think this is going to be close to? What answer is this going to be close to using estimation? Tyler?
100.
Look at the problem again.
Oh, decimals.
Yeah, if you were estimating this,
Oh.
what should the answer be close to? Just use the whole numbers.
10.
10, yeah. The whole numbers are 5 times 2. So we know it's going to be close to 10. Always use the problem to help you figure out where the decimal point is. Make sure that the answer makes sense. So, now we can count the places. How many places are in? How many total places are there? Jack?
4.
4 places. So we start at the right and go 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the answer, Matt?
10, what do you say, decimal?
Point.
10 and point 1,000, wait,
Let's just write the digits first.
1,300
Yep. Now, what place is that?
millions.
Let me say it again. Count. Tens.
Tens, hundreds, tens,
Comes after hundreds.
thousands,
Thousands.
10,000,
So it's 10 and
1,300 for 10,000.
very good. Brilliant. Brilliant. 110 and 1,304 10,000. Yep. Minutes. Nope, it's 4 10,000. Small numbers. Tiny little numbers, okay? Okay, go to number 1. Turn to number 1 on page 53. 53, page 53. They have a model that I'm going to make a sketch of. And it's a model of a problem that is less than 1. Okay? So, it shows 3 colors there. It shows 4 tenths. So part of it is shaded in blue.
Can I get an extra math worksheet for Catherine?
Yes, but not right now. I have to get it to you later, okay?
Okay.
So part of it is shaded, and if you covered up this much of it, it's 4 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. So when you look at it this way, and if you covered it up like that, you could read this as 4/10. 0.4. Okay? You see that? 4 are shaded out of 10. So 4/10. If you covered up that in your book, cover up all but one row on number 1. Cover up all but one row. Number 1, cover up all but one row. And you can see a shaded portion of 4/10. You see that? So that row shows 4/10. Okay? Does everybody see that? Nod your head if you're with me on that. You can see 4 out of 10 are shaded. So this represents the problem 4/10. Okay? Right? Okay, good. Now, in the other direction, when you look at it, I believe it's yellow. Yep. In yellow, it is shaded as 8/10. So, this much of it is shaded. Okay? So, if I use this again, what you will be looking at is that much. 8/10. If you look, cover up all but one column, you can see that 8/10 are shaded. Okay, so cover up all but one column. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
So these are intense. And 8 of them are shaded, right? So that represents 8/10. Okay? Stop talking. Stop making noise. Does everybody see this model as 8/10?
Sure.
Okay, good. Now, when we look at it, the double shaded portion that's in green, that shows the answer to 4/10 times 8/10. So how many are double shaded, class? How many of you think are double shaded based on the numbers? Tate? How many are double shaded? Use the numbers to help you. Now, what's 8 times 4?
Oh, 3 times 4. 16?
Who can help him?
32?
32. Now, 32 what?
Hundreds.
Is it 32 hundredths? Or another way to write this, and this is really important, you guys, look. Look up here, everybody. This is 32 out of 100. These two numbers mean the same thing. 32 hundredths is the same as writing 32 out of 100. This is 32 squares out of 100 squares. "32 squares out of 100 squares." And this is how you would write 32 hundredths. It means the same thing. So, for number 2, how do you find those numbers? Well, go back and look at one column, so cover up all but one column and write the numbers. Actually, they're given for you. Cover up all but one row. And number 2. Number 2. Model. No. Look at number 2.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Then write what the answer would be. Just like you did for number 1. This is the answer for number 1. 32 out of 100 are shaded. 32 hundredths. Okay? Write them down. This is your assignment. Then, for your assignment, you can use estimation to help you with 3 through 6. Use estimation to help you find the right decimal point. Or you can count as you would for step number 3. Put the decimal point in the right place. Circle your answer. Then in 7 through 10, you have to estimate and find the right answer. So estimate using whole numbers, and then find the actual answer.
What is the numbers?
For 7 through 10. And then you can skip number 11. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I want you to do 12 through 15. So you're actually doing 1 through 15 for your assignment. 1 through 15.
I thought you just said 12.
1 through 15, but you can skip number 11. Starting on page 53, 1 through 15, skip number 11.
Cross it out.
Cross it.
Yeah.